Dear parents, in this video, I am explaining 5 ways you can use to develop reading habit in your child in this summer vacation. Summer vacation has already started and your children must be enjoying it. Let them enjoy. Just a little value addition you can do to this specific summer vacation. What is that? Help your child to develop love for books and reading. How can you do that? 5 simple ways. The very first one is that make available plenty of reading material. Yes, plenty of storybooks. What I mean by reading material, children's literature. As friends, you must be aware of the great principle, that is, the availability and use are very closely associated. More the availability, higher the use. So, at home, you should ideally develop what is called as a home library for children's. And in this library, you make available varieties of children's literature. What does this include? Maybe fairy tales, fantasies, maybe little bit of horror also. Yes, friends, they love. Goosebump is a series, I tell you, it has been enjoyed by the teenagers a lot. So make available that. You can even make available comics. It's a very, very useful children's literature, I tell you. It creates genuine interest in a child. That small picture with a small write up a sentence, maybe sometime even a single word. And comics make your child to think a lot because they have to extract meaning out of that small sentence. And fortunately, there are great varieties of comics available. Could be Amar Chitrakata, it could be Marvel, it could be Tintin. Make them available. And then, of course, children's magazine. There are great children's magazines. Chiku Piku is one of them, for example. For example, probably Times brings out a magazine. Children's magazine itself is a title of one of the magazines. Chacha Chaudhary is another one. So ensure that you are subscribing to at least one children's magazine. And the child enjoys the feeling that on my name there is a parcel. And every month an issue comes. The greatest feature of children's magazine is that it brings to your child varieties of contents. There are poems, there are short stories, there are sometimes actually some activities being suggested for the reader. Look at that. They even seek contents from your child, maybe a brief poem, a story, and they may publish. That is possible. So ensure plenty of children's literature of great varieties available at home. Also ensure it is easily accessible. That means don't keep actually the children's literature, the books at home, in a topmost plank of your cupboard or inside the cupboard. Let it lie everywhere in the home, on the dining table, on the sofas, on the bedrooms. Even actually, there's some reading researcher, they say let it be even in washroom. So that more the availability, higher the use. This principle can come into practice. And what else you have to do is that apart from making it available in large quantity and accessible, you have to ensure that you are buying it. Yes, you may even have a budget for every month's purchase of storybooks. Good, 3 to 500 rupees you can invest. I'm very deliberately using the word invest. It is an investment, it is not expenditure. And you will be able to reap great interest on it, dividend on it. Your child will be actually having a great personality developed on the basis of reading. So purchasing is one way out. Amazon is great now, but better I will suggest that you take them to the bookshops so that they will be actually astonished to see so many books, varieties of them. They will be thrilled to browse. Let them enjoy that. So ideally is take them to the bookshops, book exhibitions. But if not, buy it from the online. Apart from that, I tell you there are other ways to make available books. You can actually get a membership of a library, public library, or a maybe commercial library. This is another way. Third is there's a lot of children's literature now being made available on online platforms. For example, there is a website developed by a scientist called Arvind Gupta. Name of his website is arvindguptatoys.com. On this website, Dr. Gupta has collected PDF contents of so many storybooks which are available free of cost. You can allow your child to read them online. That is there. And it is available, I tell you, the children's literature of almost all varieties and in many languages also. So you can take benefits of that. There is another website called Let's Read Asia Foundation. This is the name of the website. This also makes available children's literature free of cost. NBT, National Book Trust, is another website, and you maybe actually try to find out many more. This is yet another way to make available ample children's literature to your child. This was the first way to develop love for books and reading in your child. The second way is that offer 4 types of freedoms with reference to reading. What are those 4 times? First of all, let them choose books on their own. You know, this year's World Book Day's theme was read your way. Read your way. That means read whatever you want. This message was there for children, for parents, everybody. Yes, reading of your choice certainly puts you one step ahead in your interest in reading. So, first freedom of choice. Any type of reading. They like books, they like magazines, they like newspapers. Doesn't matter. They like comics, they like fairy tales, they like any type of even those genres. Let them read. For example, fantasy. Quite possible they may like. They may like series books like Secret Seven and Famous Five. Quite possible. Or those another say fantasy and series books, Harry Potter. The second freedom you can give them is the freedom of place to read. Where do they want to read? Maybe in the galleries, terrace, maybe in on the bed, in the dining table, anywhere. Let them read. And let them also read at whatever time they wish to read. If they like to read in the morning, afternoon, evening, night, early morning, let them read. No harm, I tell you. Because they have a mood to read at that particular time. You don't force them. And even the position to read. You know, somebody has written a book on yogic positions for reading. So if your child wants to actually lie down on their stomach and want to read it actually holding the books in front of them, holding it there, quite possible. So what I mean is that all these freedoms will automatically remove all the obstacles in the reading. See, we should not be obstacles in the reading. We should be facilitators. So this is a way to facilitate their reading interest. Then encourage. The third way is that to actually create this love for reading is encourage your child to go for collaborative reading together. If they want to invite their friends, 4, 5, 10 friends, or your child wants to go to a group, want to join a group, Allow the child. Because collaborative reading has proved very, very valuable, like a collaborative learning. When they read in collaboration, they may even form a book club or a readers club, quite possible. They may read in a circular manner, one after the another. So everybody reads one page and then it goes to the second uh, member of the reading club. That is there. And or they may even like do it like this, that okay, this day one child will read, another day another one. That is also quite possible. See, again, there is a freedom to be given there if they want to read it like that. The benefits of collaborative reading: their pronunciation improve, their fluency increases, their confidence in reading also increases, and most importantly, the collaborative reading give them the opportunity to discuss the book that they have read. The ideal conclusion of, or rather a good outcome of reading, is that the reader should be able to discuss what he or she has read. And the second and ultimate outcome, the reader should be able to write. That I will talk about the fourth way to inculcate reading interest. So, the fourth step is suggest reading based activities. Yes, friends. Usually, what happens? Okay, you have read it, finished, go for the another book. Don't do that. Rather, let them linger on in the content what they have read. How do you ensure that? Suggest them activities. What could be these activities? Maybe very young children can draw and color something based on what they have read. Quite possible. Flower, a bird, a tree, a home. They may draw and color. Let them do that. Even a forest, they may do it. And let them also tell stories. Yes, encourage them to tell stories. Maybe parallel to that, similar to, on the analogy of the earlier theme, they can tell stories. Even you can encourage them to write poems, write stories. That's quite possible. This can be another activity. And yet another, have a sort of competition. Okay, how many pages you read today? How many words you read? Yes, you can do that. And one more important activity, based on their earlier reading, you can suggest to your child is that tell them to read aloud to younger than themselves. This read aloud activity, I tell you, really put them on what is called a complete energized position. Oh, now I am reading it to others. Because you have read as a parent to your child, now they feel that, oh, really, they have grown up. Not only that, you can encourage your child to read aloud to the elderly people who are, by some physical reason, are unable to read themselves. So you can suggest this activity. Think of more innovative activities based on reading your child can go for. Fantastic. And the final way is practice family reading. Friends, if you wish your child to be actually an avid reader, a personality completely based on reading varieties of literature. At a later stage, they may read thought-provoking books and biographies and self-help books, which really, really make their personality, bring change in their personality. We always say that reading is a change maker. But for this, your child must be able to see a reading role model, and that opportunity you can provide. So read as a family together, 4, 5, 6 members of a family sitting at a stipulated time, maybe in the evening after the dinner, half an hour, everybody is reading. Either everybody is reading their own book, the alternative, you may read the same book, one family member is reading. And what is more important, after reading or while reading, you can discuss on the events in the story, discuss about the psychology of the characters of that particular story. Even you can think about, you can suggest about, you can talk about, would the character have behaved in a little different manner? Your own opinion about it. Looking at all this, participating in all this, your child is gradually developing a habit of discussing about a book. How great is that? And he is seeing you that you are reading. You are reading very sincerely, seriously, giving time. Also ensure while this family reading small exercise, practice digital fasting. What is that? Keep all your devices shut down half an hour. I tell you, it has a very, very wide impact on your child's reading habit. I'm sure these 5 ways you will use very judiciously to create a genuine love and interest in reading of your child. This summer vacation, you can really make memorable for yourself and your child by adopting these 5 ways for a very genuine cause, that is developing personality of your child through reading. I wish you all the best. Do share this video to other parents so they can benefit. Thank you.